what we just did with any typical gas-driven vehicle, with differentials, with axles, with CV joints, all this stuff would fracture.
Rally car driving with Mike. Hi, I'm Andy with DiamondBack, and I'm here with my family, Oliver, Rebecca, my wife, and we're about to head out on a cross-country trip in this brand new pickup. And it happens to be a 2022 all-electric F-150 Lightning. Climbing.
I've been this closely. On the phone with the Can I call you back?
Well, we're no longer in Colorado with our buddies down there. We're now in Utah, beautiful Utah, and we're here to visit with our friends at Fieldcraft. If you're not familiar with them, Fieldcraft was founded by Mike Glover. Mike is a former U.S. Army Ranger and a preparedness expert, and we're gonna pop in here and visit. He and his team, they're expecting us. We know he knows a lot about vehicles and bugging out, preparing, and because of that, we'd love to get his thoughts on it. And so we're gonna go say hi.
Hey, what's up, man?
How's it going, man?
How are you, brother?
Good.
Look at that thing.
Yeah.
You got a good color option.
We did. It's a DiamondBack Gray, we call it. That's,
Ooh, did you make that up? Is that actual?
No, every F-150 we bought has been that gray.
Ooh.
That mud is from 13,000 feet.
Dude, so awesome. I love it.
It's more fun to drive. You want to drive
You
it?
gonna let me rip it?
I'll let you rip it.
Let's rip it.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna love this.
Oh my gosh, man.
I'm already nervous.
I usually don't get excited about these things, but this is pretty exciting.
You just push the button, foot on the brake.
Yep. You know what's funny is like I'm like acting like this is in a car. It's like I'm getting in the car for the first time. It's like, how does this thing work?
Yeah. Where do I put my hand?
This is the steering wheel. Is it on?
Yeah.
Like it's on right now.
It's running.
That's creepy.
It is creepy. Everybody.
How do you know it's on?
You don't.
You
You hit the gas and
so
don't move,
weird.
and then.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is uncomfortable.
You just wait.
And this thing is so hooked up because the traction control. I mean, there's no traction control, but it's like traction at every wheel.
At every
all
wheel,
time.
yeah.
So it's all-wheel drive.
Motor, yep.
This is crazy.
There's also, I mean, there are other modes you can drive in. There's off-road mode.
Yeah.
And sport mode, which has an artificial growl. Oh, mama.
Wow. Okay. That's scary.
I know, right?
Well, what's scary is you could feel the weight carry over the suspension.
I know.
And so it's not like a low-end sports car where everything feels grounded. You start to float the truck, and then the suspension gets a little light.
I kept believing I could get air, but never did.
Oh my God! Dude, this thing is insane. I could see why people love this thing.
Oh yeah.
But I'm looking for discrepancies, man. I'm looking to figure out like what's wrong with this thing.
Work.
This is freaking insane. But what's weird is like the compression of the suspension. You know what this would be a good rally car.
Oh dude.
Like American Rally Association, put a roll cage in this thing and do a race. But we couldn't get through the race.
If you took it off road right now, you would believe that even more.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So I'm assuming it hooks up completely. There's no loss of traction.
Glued to the road, yeah.
Dude,
Just glued.
131 mile range, right?
I think when I got to you, I had 150.
Oh wow.
So,
What's the cap on a range? Where do we get at?
Well, I don't know. It's tough. Ford claims that you get 300, but you can't charge to 100%. So you can only charge to 90 by their default. So you lose 30 miles immediately. Right?
Do they give you like
you can charge up to 100, but you have to change the setting on the app to allow for it.
I saw this at the dealership when I was buying my 350, my Super Duty, and I saw all the reviews on this, but I didn't see anybody pushing it hard.
Yeah, right.
And I didn't see anybody doing like endurance tests. That's what I'm interested in doing. Because I want to see if this is like a good bug out option. And it is until it's not. And you know, I can make assumptions, but you know, you've done some cross-country stuff in it. You know its weak points. I can feel it's weird because I feel a little nauseous driving it. And I think it's because it's so much power that when it surges you, your eardrums can't keep up with the pace.
Dude.
And so your equilibrium's all
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
So I feel all like,
everybody got dizzy, everybody got...
dude.
Yeah, you do get acclimated.
Yeah, it's like flying a jet.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You've maybe
Yeah.
done that, but I haven't.
I've been in a jet.
Okay. Oh my gosh. It does, I mean, I'm letting the guys in the back know the traction, it's pretty difficult to get the wheels to leave the earth.
So it's not impossible. And what I already know is like, obviously the suspension and the lack of compression, that's where you'll lose it, because you could actually float a tire and transition power, but you could use that as momentum.
I love how you're doing this. Feel like rally car driving with Mike in a 7,200 pound vehicle.
But it's crazy, but it's very predictable.
Yeah, right.
Oh, interesting. Like there's no absence of traction there.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Those washboards right there would break into speed.
Oh, yeah.
Most vehicles. Oh, interesting. Wow. It feels pretty good. This is probably the fastest I would ever get up this thing in any vehicle. I could fall in love with the momentum and the power that builds, and that's the scariest thing, because as soon as you start doing that, it's like when's it gonna break?
Oh yeah, right.
You know, like what's the limit? And usually you don't find that limit until it actually breaks or you smash into a tree. But it's so predictable.
Yeah, and controllable.
And the brakes, amazing. What we just did with any typical gas-driven vehicle, with differentials, with axles, with CV joints, all this stuff would fracture, would have broken easily. So, you know, one of the things I'm thinking about with bugging out is it's not always about endurance, because sometimes it's about like staying alive and keeping durable. And the durability of this thing is probably like a 10 compared to most vehicles.
I think they had to make it that way.
Had to, right?
Yeah, right. When it comes to a bug out vehicle, there's also the fact that you have this truck that literally no one can catch. You know?
That's a good point. And you know, I guess it's an endurance. It's a marathon in this case, and not a sprint. So there is a component where like, yeah, that's beneficial. But I'm thinking like San Francisco, where to bug out, you need 100 miles of range because you need to get in the foothills of the Sierras, and you need like 2 hours. What if you could do that because you can get off road and bug out quickly? It might be like the short burst, like sprint bug out vehicle.
Yeah.
Not good for long range.
Yeah, you're not
obviously.
driving across Australia.
Yeah. But good for like, I'm in an urban area and I need to get to something more rural, and I need to do that like right now. My worst fear is like the brakes going out.
Oh yeah, no. You're like, wow, you can open it up to 90 and oh, okay.
There's no brakes.
Yeah, not at all.
We gotta pull. You want to pull this in?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, man. What do you think?
Insane. Probably the most insane experience in a vehicle besides a professional rally car.
And you've had a few.
I've had a few. I got one being built right now, and I did a half the season last year of American Rally, and this just like, I felt like I was in a professional, like R2 or R3, like an R3 Pro rally car. It was insane.
What problems did you see with it? You want to look around the truck and point anything out?
Yeah, well, I think the big thing right now is you can smell the brakes.
Yeah.
So the things that scare me about this vehicle is it's so powerful, so capable, but potentially the fail points are the things that kind of will fall apart. And brakes often fall apart. I mean, brakes are known for overheating. As we started coming down the hill, I did feel a loss of capability in brakes. And so, you know, that's something to be expected in a normal vehicle, but not a vehicle that, you know, is this capable. Like this is like a Ferrari. To drive a truck that has a lot of suspension, a lot of travel in its suspension, to feel that is completely different experience than anything I've ever felt. But even the feeling of like smashing the gas and the truck lifting and then diving the front end, such a weird feeling, man. And there's no delay. Like we talked about on the road, where a gas vehicle, even naturally aspirated, would have a delay. Here you touch it and it goes. That's completely different. When I look at this vehicle, I'm personally interested in the journey of what this looks like in a bug out consideration, and the deficiencies you found being crazy and driving this across the country is, for me, I feel like it's a sprinter. It's going to be good at the 100-yard dash, but it's not going to be good at the 5K and up. I've noticed this in rally. When you start pushing the edge, there's like a buffer, and call it like before you hit the red line, you have a yellow line, and you're in that band, and you know you're on the edge, but this vehicle's yellow line is so far away. And so, but also catastrophically, you can hit that red line and fall off the cliff really fast. I mean, literally fall off the cliff. So you start to fall in love with this capability, and that's just a recipe for disaster because you get complacent. And one of the things that this thing is so capable of that I've never seen is going up in elevation, going up in rough terrain. You don't get all the gas or issues or diesel issues that you would see on a normal road, where you're like, oh, I have to be gentle here. I have to articulate the suspension a certain way. I have to maintain the drivetrain to the traction to the tires. This, you just forget all about that and you just send it.
It's just dangerous, right?
Super dangerous. Super dangerous.
Super. Well, it was fun, man. You had it moving. I'll probably take it to a Ford mechanic on the way.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Thanks for letting me rip it. I mean,
Yeah, man, thanks.
you guys
Thanks
are
for getting me back here.
well. You guys are good at T&E and R&D things that are built tough.
Yeah.
And this whole concept of like, you know, we were talking about on the way back, but the whole concept of I've whipped this truck harder than any truck or any overland vehicle I've had off road. And the fact that that thing is still on the vehicle,
Yeah.
it's
Clamps are on.
surprising. Yeah, it was fun.
It was.
Yeah, dude, this is easy to fall in love with.
Why don't you, while I'm here, it'd be a shame to not talk about what you guys do and the Fieldcraft, this tribe you have blowing up. Would you mind giving us a walk around? And
Yeah, for sure.
showing us all that?
Well, I think it's fitting to start in the beginning of kind of the experience for us and how we lay these things out. One of the things we wanted to create is a preparedness world and culture for people that didn't feel extreme. It didn't feel like, hey, I need a tinfoil hat to be part of this club.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make it inviting. On the front end, we have a place where you can get equipment and you can get all the things that you need for long-term and short-term preparation. And then on the back end, we wanted to evolve into something that was educational based, that made you feel at home. So coming from the front end of the business to the education center, we'll call it, for lack of better terminology, we have seminars, we teach canning, jarring, family preparedness, hunting. We teach the whole spectrum of survival and first aid, but also it's about experience. It's about community. But we just wanted to make and create a place where you can come every Wednesday in both North Carolina and Heber City, Utah. We have responsible citizen classes, which are free to the public. We'll get 100 people here every Wednesday that are taking free classes on being better prepared for them and their families. And then every weekend, we're training courses, survival, self-defense, self-protection, mindset, resilience, all these different things. So.
Well, thanks a ton for giving the truck a little bit of a trial. I don't think I've driven it like that. Not yet.
Yeah, I hope. One, it's an awesome opportunity to work with DiamondBack and all the things that you guys do. But all of this stuff that we're doing together, all the relationships that you guys have built, is all about bringing community and people together. And it just so happens the entry point is a piece of equipment. but it's bigger than that. It's
Yeah.
culture, and what you guys are doing is important, and I look forward to working with you guys.
Well,
Thank
hey,
you so
thanks
much.
a ton, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Pleasure
It's
being
awesome.
by. Yeah,
it's awesome. Thank you, guys.